Beloved Professor Claudia Dempsey and classmates, welcome to my presentation on an executive summary of transformational leadership. My name is Tanya Annette Adams. And question we asked is, where does transformational leadership fit in? Well, it fits in organizations, it fits in groups, companies, as well as ministries. Now, the agenda for today is an executive summary definition, transformational leadership being defined, document overview, review, main points, the 4 I's, and the summary. Now, an executive summary definition. An executive summary serves as a roadmap that summarizes key elements, highlights essential methodologies in an effective and concise manner. Keywords are effective and concise. And in this roadmap, we are going to be talking and discussing transformational leadership as it is defined. So this is one definition of transformational leadership. So transformational leadership is about implementing new ideas, continual to change, the maintain relevance to get social change. Method depends on situations to improve into modern civilization. So everything we're doing in transformational leadership is about new ideas, change, things that are relevant to the social society methodologies, and the situation to improve. So what's going on in a particular situation, a job, corporation, or a ministry, we're looking to change, to improve it for today's society, because today's society is unique from any other society that has come before. So the document overview, unlocking new theoretical horizons. And within that comes formational elements of transformational leadership. And those elements are passion. You have to have passion and compassion for others as a leader. You have to be trustworthy. Trust is the next one. Your conviction for what you believe in as a leader must show in your actions. Judgment, making the right decisions, trusting others to do things that you know they can, and to discuss things with other people who are unable to help them go to the next level. Also, with that, you have to have the skills to do that. You have to have the education, and you have to have that through knowledge. And so those are the important parts and the elements and the fundamental elements of transformational leadership. So where did the concept come from? The concept was first introduced by James V. Downton in 1973 and further developed by James Byrne in 1976, who emphasized that transformational leadership inspires followers through vision and personal influence, elevating their motivation, morality, and expectations. Those are important. You need to be able to motivate a person. You need to be able to see where they are in terms of their morality. What kind of individual are they? And then there's expectations on both sides. Expectations that the leaders should have for the followers and followers should have for the leaders. Now, Bernard Brass, he expanded the theory in the 1980s, introducing ways to measure transformational leadership. How do we do that? What formula technically do we use to uh, emphasize how different transformational leadership is from others, and then highlighting the importance of trust, admiration, loyalty, respect in motivating followers? It's about the motivation of followers, people who follow you or believe in the mission that you have mentioned. And they have to trust that you're going to treat them correctly and vice versa. Have admiration for them as well as you want them to have admiration for you. You know, they appreciate what you're doing and how you're going about doing it. Loyalty, how are you faithful to one another? Are you doing what you're supposed to do? And do you respect each other? Very important. And all about the motivation, helping them get to another level, whether it be in God or the organization or just in their personal lives. So now, the transformational leadership has four I's: inspirational, motivation. It also has, it also idolizes influence, intellectual stimulation, and individual consideration. You have to have consideration. You have to know and continue to be a person that is full of motivation. How do you influence these individuals? By stimulating their minds, by coming up with creative things to help them become better people, better stewards, better disciples for Christ, and in your organization, understanding that transformational leadership is an important part of life. So within the transformational leadership, there's a review. We're going to look at main points. We're also going to look at the four I's. We're going to then overall just summarize transformational leadership. So the four pillars of transformational leadership that we continue to learn about, these are the main points that make transformational leadership different from other. So idolize influence. How important is influence? You have to be able to influence people to want to follow you. Now, by being a person who's inspirational, you're motivating them. Hey, let's do this. Let's get this together. Let's join together and make a better organization, a better ministry. Now, this comes about by helping them intellectual stimulation, help them want to do things, come up with creative things. No question should be a dumb question. Any question that comes up, if you can't answer it as a leader, that's what we have each other for. You also have the internet. So, individualized consideration. Each person has something to offer, but they're all different. No person is the same, and you can't lump them all up in one thing saying, you should be doing this, so and so is doing. No comparison, just treating them individually, but coming together collectively. That's what transformational leadership is about. Now, in that is the principles of the four I's. So, what are the principles of the four I's in transformational leadership? They are intellectual stimulation, which we discussed now, but under that is innovation, creativity, goals, and challenges. There's going to be challenges in life. Just know that as an individual. So as a leader, there's going to be more. But if you set goals, become creative, and use the innovative, okay, where are we going? What's the future about? How can this ministry expand where more people will want to come into the kingdom and be a part of it? So then it's the individualized influence. So how are you, idolized influence? So, how do you influence others to look at you not like God, but to look at you in a way, I idolize what you're doing. You're doing such a great job as a leader. I can see myself being a leader similar to you, not exactly like you, but the things that you do. So, that's how do you do that? Be a role model. You walk the walk. You talk the talk. If you say you're going to do it, do it. Show how being a leader is important. Be use enthusiasm in such a positive manner that they want to walk with you. They want to learn from you. And that comes through the embodiment value, just embodying Christ in your life. Now, as even in your business, there should be no change. When they see you in your business, when they see you in your personal life, you should be the same. As leaders, we can't be flip floppy or not a person that can be counted on. So then is the individualized consideration. So as a leader, you want to do mentorship, help the next person become a leader if they choose. If not, to be the best follower of what they are doing. Everyone could possibly lead, but everyone does not want to lead. So see where they're at and try to help them. Have empathy for them. Let them, explain what they're going through. Get to know them. And then explain the purpose for what you're doing. Why are we doing this in ministry? Why are we doing this in a corporation? People want to know why. And then take and pull out the strengths in them, help them with their skills, make them become better people. Okay, you're good at this, so let's work on this area. But you are great in this area. So use those collective ideas to go and become innovative and to improve what you're doing. That's what transformational leadership does. And most of all, the inspirational motivation. That's a clear vision. I see what I need to do. Using optimism as a powerful tool. People want other people who are positive. And as a leader, you should be positive. You will have bad days, but overall, you should show positivity. Now, include them in what you're doing, include them in the process of what you're doing. For a leader who's in the ministry, discipleship, teach the next person how to disciple, how to discuss the gospel in a clear and concise way. Then through all of this comes productivity. So once you've completed this, once you've learned to communicate with your followers, then you want the company and the corporation as well as the ministry to be productive. And that's where the inspirational motivation comes into play. And those are the four principles, the I's. So, transformational leadership summarization. So, in transformational leadership, there's something called a leadership model. So, the leadership model speaks of leading change. You want to be a leader that makes the change in a corporation, a company, a business, the government, your personal life, as well as ministry, if all of those apply, or individually. Then there's a connection to yourself. Learn who you are as a leader and learn to improve those areas that you're weak in. The strengths are going to shine. They're there. Utilize those strengths. However, work on those areas that need improvement. And then finally, in this perspective, you want to connect with others. It's important to let other people know that what you're doing is important and what they're doing is important, that they are important. So Transformational leadership is a leadership style that inspires and motivates followers to exceed expectations while fostering personal and organizational growth. It's all part of the journey. Transformational leadership is a people focused approach. It's about the people. What can you do for each other? Where leaders inspire and motivate their teams by creating a compelling vision, encouraging innovation, and fostering personal growth. Those are very important key elements. They want to see the vision, know the vision. They want to go to the next level by being the motivation and uh, the innovation that you prove, and then fostering personal growth. What can the person do to better themselves, for the corporation, for themselves, in general, in the world? So then there's leaders build trust. As a leader, we have to build trust. We have to show enthusiasm, yay, and commitment, helping followers exceed their own expectation and achieve significant positive changes collectively. Together, we make a unit. That's just like the body of Christ. That's what God came for. Jesus came to earth to unite the people, not to divide them. So now this style emphasizes aligning individual goals with organizational objectives. So what the organization offers and wants to produce, individual goals should align. It should line up. As a leader, you want the individuals as well as yourself and the followers to line up to make the business grow. And in promoting collaboration, let's get together, let's talk, let's make things better. And then enhancing moral, right? Now, morale is very important. How are we communicating? If things aren't going well and people are not feeling wanted, or there's a dispute, that's where the challenges come in. See how you can help enhance the morale. Get together with the two individuals and maybe discuss it, or the group, and find out what is causing such conflict, or what's creating this negative challenge. And then the performance across the team and organization should indeed improve. That is the ultimate goal of transformational leadership. So, in summary, transformational leadership should improve the organization, should improve the individuals who are following, and it should make the leader become a better person all around, especially in ministry, because what we do should be for God and the kingdom of God through Jesus Christ. And I just want to say thank you for stopping by and looking at my presentation. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Bye-bye.